The future of motorsport is now. Here at ABB Formula E, we're taking racing in a new direction.
This is the home of electric street racing, hosting the most exciting,
There's chaos in turn 1!
most unpredictable,
DeGrassi's in the wall!
and most action-packed races you've ever seen.
With the most competitive lineup in the world, there's nothing else like it. We turn city streets into battlegrounds, where the world's fiercest drivers throw down their best through tight and twisting turns.
The world's biggest manufacturers are locked in a technological arms race that will make for a cleaner future, bringing electric innovation to create a greener planet.
For the first time, the upcoming season will see 9 major manufacturers fighting for supremacy in cities across the globe, pushing the envelope of technology and driving forward the development of tomorrow's road cars.
The 2019-2020 season of ABB Formula E is coming soon, and here on Street Racers, we'll be getting you up to speed. In this episode, we'll be heading to Seoul in South Korea to get a bit of an insight into the local scene from one of the new locations to host a race next year. Then we'll be checking out some of the latest racing video games from Gamescom.
Heading over to Frankfurt to visit the motor show and get the lowdown on all the newest electric cars on the block. We'll take a look at what it takes to build an electric vehicle.
Plus, we'll focus on how the teams are lining up for next season, including the big unveiling of the car and its drivers from the Mercedes-Benz EQ Formula E team.
But first, let's head to one of the brand new countries that will host a race in the upcoming season to get a taste of what to expect. South Korea is one of Asia's economic powerhouses, and its capital city, Seoul, is its beating heart. Over half the country's 51 million citizens live in the city, so there's something for everyone. And as it's known as one of the most technologically advanced nations on the planet, it's the perfect place to host a Formula E race.
May 2020 will see the world's most exciting motorsports series racing on the streets around the sports complex in central Seoul, hurtling past the baseball ground before speeding through the iconic Olympic Stadium in front of thousands of fans. We'll be taking a closer look at the track in the next show, but first, we thought we'd give you a taste of the local culture. We met up with Seoul local Jae-un Kang to get an idea of what to do, where to go, and what to eat.
We're here at Bukchon Hanokmaul or Bukchon Hanok Village, the most traditional area here in Seoul. This is a very traditional place in Korea. All of the houses are from very long time ago. They've preserved it really well. But I'm planning to go inside to one of the traditional tea houses here and get a nice hot cup of tea. Tea is a big part of Korean traditional culture, and Hanok Village is very famous for its traditional tea. So we're here to experience Korean traditional tea.
The Korean tea ceremony has been practiced for over 1,000 years and consists of a specific series of brewing steps. From ancient Korean tradition to modern Korean architecture.
Behind me is the Lotte Tower, the tallest building in South Korea, with 123 floors. Fortunately, it has one of the fastest elevators in the world and an amazing view on top.
The elevator takes just 1 minute to climb nearly 500 meters all the way up to the observation deck and that stunning view. Back down on the ground, however, it's back to the hustle and bustle.
This is Gwangjang Market, one of the oldest traditional markets here in Seoul with more than 100 years of history. Here you can get almost everything from textile to secondhand goods to fresh produce to amazing Korean street food. You name it, and Gwangjang Market will have it.
No matter how specific your tastes, there's something for you at Gwangjang Market. But to finish the day, how about one of Korea's most famous dining experiences?
What's a better way to end the day than Korean barbecue, right? I hope you guys really enjoyed looking around my hometown, my home country here in Seoul, and I'm really excited to have Formula E come in next year. See you guys here!
Formula E will visit Seoul next May, and we'll be taking a look at the new track that the teams will face in the next episode. Next up, let's take a dive into the virtual world and sample some of the latest releases from Gamescom in Cologne, Germany. Gamescom is one of the world's biggest gaming events, so we headed along to take a look at some of the most exciting racing games out there, starting with Hot Wheels Infinite Loop.
Okay, Hot Wheels Infinite Loop. It's set in a futuristic hybrid virtual reality and real world setting where you are racing Hot Wheels cars through real world tracks. So it's like real world landmarks, but all infused with Hot Wheels craziness. For Arcade Racer, it's all the classic Hot Wheels cars, and as we get through the year, we're adding more features and more components on. So yeah, there's lots to come yet.
From flips, tricks, and other crazy driving to the latest installment of the legendary racing franchise, Need for Speed Heat.
We're here at Gamescom 2019. I think the game is really about that kind of illicit street racer fantasy, both in kind of daytime where we have a kind of more closed street courses, and at night where it's, you know, no holds barred traffic, cops coming in and running after you.
We're also featuring like crews where you can join up with your friends into a group, and that will also feature leaderboards which you can compete on, so you can get like some real competition between you and your friends going and the people you play with a lot. So I think that's going to add a competitive edge to it even when you're not actively playing against someone.
Racing on the streets is one thing, but a super driving simulator like this one with an unbelievable range of motion for an incredibly immersive experience is the realest and coolest way to feel like you're inside a race car whilst being at home.
However, the most realistic driving experience we saw at Gamescom featured real cars, just on a slightly smaller scale.
It's a racing simulation running on your smartphone, like a normally computer game, but combined with a real product, with these small cars, which are able to bring the calculated behavior of a car into reality. And you can compete with other people around the world.
Well, that's enough of miniature machines. It's back to full-sized automobiles.
Here on Street Racers, we make sure to keep you up to date on the latest and coolest electric vehicle news. So we headed to the International Motor Show in Frankfurt to take a look at the industry's latest offerings. Hyundai was showing off the 45, an electric concept car created to mark the 45-year anniversary of their first ever concept car.
This car is actually EV platform based. This is actually homage to our heritage. When you have a digital high-tech car, what is missing is a warmness. We all human, so we are actually more intrigued by analog touch than the high-tech digital. So can we have high-tech with the touch of the analog? I call this digilog. So perfect harmony between analog and digital together. Electric powertrain really give us such a freedom in terms of design. You can create a flat floor because of the battery pack underneath of it. Flat floor gives us a completely different usage of the space inside. So almost like the interior of the car becoming a living space instead of driving space. You feel like your own room inside of the car.
From the stress-free living room-like interior of the Hyundai 45 to high-energy electric racing. Performance car brand Cupra was showing off their vision of an all-electric racing car. And we spoke to Cupra E ambassador Matthias Ekström about his thoughts on the future of racing.
You can learn a lot of from Formula E. To race in the cities will always be the place where it's easy to get the access for fans. But for me, most important when you make a new category is that you have strong competition. Because strong competition will always push the development of technology, and that's where the fans in the end will gain. I think electric racing is something what the future will have to live with. But I think the future you have to accept that the technology keep going, and whatever the drivetrain is, or you will still have hopefully motorsport that will produce a good show. And I want to be a part of it, and I can't really wait to see where it will take us all, because still electric racing is pretty young.
Also on the show was the winner of the prestigious 2019 World Car of the Year prize, the Jaguar I-Pace. And here on Street Racers, we'll be bringing you all the news ahead of the second season of the I-Pace E-Trophy, as it once again supports ABB Formula E. Kia is one of Asia's biggest car manufacturers, producing millions of cars every year. So we headed to their plant in Hwaseong to check out how they put together their Niro EV.
So we're at the Kia Motors Hwaseong plant. It was built in July 1989, and it is able to build 528,000 cars a year, and 70% of them are exported to about 170 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, and many other countries around the world. So I'm going to show you around the plant. Let's go. This is a press shop where the very first stage of car manufacturing process begins. So this is a stamping press machine. The flat steel is transformed into steel body parts that will cover each part of the vehicle. So this machine produces 600 panels per hour. So this is a 100% robotic welding station. So everything is controlled by computers and performed by robots. We produce 56 cars bodies per an hour. So there are two different models that are produced on the same line, what we call the mixed production system, that allowed us to utilize the line to produce different models on diverse platforms simultaneously. So we can control the production volume for each model depending on demand around the world. As you can see, there is a piece of pre-dot beneath the hood where the destination country and different parts code. So when the car body comes up, our assembly worker first take a look at the paper, assemble the car according to different specifications for different countries. So this EV built for the Korean market. Next one will be exported to Canada. And next one is a Niro plug-in hybrid, will be shipped to the United States. This is where we put the battery into the EV model. So this area is specifically designed for the Niro EV. Battery is installed into the car automatically. So 64 kilowatt electric battery. So Niro EV is able to drive 385 kilometers per fully charged battery. So actually, after car is fully built, it goes through inspection area. So car is driven on a dynamometer to test engine and transmission function and anti-lock braking system and other safety features. So as you can see, this is a Niro EV. It will be exported to UK.
From South Korea to Germany, let's head back to the International Motor Show in Frankfurt, where Volkswagen, the world's largest car manufacturer, were showcasing their commitment to a cleaner future with their brand new EV, the ID.3.
We have a long history in electric cars, but what makes this different to that is those weren't dedicated electric vehicles. This has been built from the ground up as an electric car. It's very different to things we've built before, but I suppose in a way one of my favourite things is it's still a Volkswagen. It's not too crazy, it's not too quirky, people will look at it and feel comfortable. It's just another car, but different. Volkswagen is a real expert at mass production. We're the biggest car producer in the world. Our tagline is we make electric cars for millions, not millionaires. By 2025, we're looking to produce around 1 million electric cars per year. We call this the third era of Volkswagen. The first one was the Beetle, the second was the Golf. This is the third big era for Volkswagen, so it's a big deal. It's not a niche product. A lot of customers have been waiting for Volkswagen to do a proper electric car. So for me, I think we're looking at this becoming one of the best-selling, if not the best-selling electric vehicle potentially in the world.
Earlier in the show, we saw Cupra's idea of an all-electric racing car, the E-Racer, but that wasn't all they had on display. The beautifully designed all-electric Tavascan is Cupra's new concept coupe SUV.
Well, the Cupra Tavascan that we present today here in Frankfurt is our first full EV. For us, it's the proof somehow that electric can be fun, can be sporty, can be fun, and should be. The first motivation for any customer to buy a car, apart from the brand and the price, is no doubt the emotions that this car transmits. From my point of view, you have two different ways to translate technology. You can either do it in a very technical, mechanical, robotic almost way, or you can give it a human approach. Definitely the way I understand design and technology is more in the human approach. High technological products, they have to have a soul. It's about fun, and it's about EV can be fun, and we prove it by that. It has 306 horsepower, 225 kilowatts. I've been driving a prototype, a running prototype, and I can tell you that it's good fun.
There was another incredible electric concept car on display, the Mercedes-Benz Vision EQS. But for us, that wasn't the most exciting car at the show from the German giants, as the time had come for their special unveiling of their Formula E race car.
Ever since Mercedes announced their plans to join Formula E, there's been much speculation as to who would fill two of the most coveted race seats in motorsport. With rumours linking a range of world-class drivers to the positions, it was time to reveal who would be taking to the track for the German giants and what their electric machine would look like. As expected, former HWA driver Stoffel van Dorn retains his place in the full works Mercedes team and is joined by the current leader of the Formula 2 Championship, Nick de Vries, another exciting young talent on the Formula E grid.
It's obviously a huge honor to be part of Mercedes-Benz. As a kid, I've always, looked at their cars, the brand, the star, but also to be joining Formula E because it really looks like an interesting championship, super competitive with the race format, the city centres, the tracks, the attack mode, the fan boost, and I think they make it very interesting and appealing for fans, and it's just a very different, exciting new championship.
It's great to be part of the Mercedes-Benz family, finally official. I'm very glad to be part of this story, and I really hope I can bring success to them as well. Yeah, the whole organization just feels a lot bigger. There's a lot more people involved. Obviously, the technical people running the team are familiar faces to me because the experience I had with HWA last year, but I would say the whole powertrain side has a lot more people behind them, and it's really the Mercedes people that are designing this powertrain, developing the software behind it as well, and you can see that there's a huge potential behind this package. So it's going to be an exciting road towards Riyadh to finally put the car on track and have the other competition around us. Yeah, I've known Nick for a little while now. We've been racing in different series together. Obviously, I was always beating him. No, all jokes aside, I think he's a good guy. He's had a very successful junior career, and we're going to be a good team. Obviously, I have a year of experience in Formula E, and I'm going to have to teach him a lot of little tricks in the business, and that's going to be important for us as well to kind of push the team forward.
Obviously, Mercedes is coming new into it, and I'm a rookie in the championship, but I just hope to get up to speed very quickly and be fighting at the front as soon as possible.
I've had a year of experience with HWA and achieved a pole position, achieved a podium, a lot of super pole appearances. I really hope I can, I'll be able to build on that and do even better. I feel like the potential is huge, and yeah, I definitely hope we can achieve some great results.
A stunning car and an amazingly strong lineup. Will Mercedes stamp their dominance on another racing series? We can't wait to find out when we hit the streets of Saudi Arabia.
That announcement has added another 2 drivers to the roster for the upcoming season. So let's take a look at how the grid is shaping up.
Audi will be sticking with Daniel Abt and Season 3 champion Lucas Di Grassi.
Envision Virgin Racing will also hold on to their strong pairing of Robin Freins and Sam Bird.
Venturi Formula E are staying consistent with Formula One legend Felipe Massa and teammate Eduardo Mortara.
And Nissan E-Dams will also retain standout rookie Oliver Rowland alongside Season 2 champion Sebastian Buemi.
Outside of these 4 teams, however, the rumour mill has been working overtime. Neo Formula E team has made no announcements about their driver lineup for the upcoming season, and a recent behind-the-scenes reshuffle has added even more question marks over who might be filling their race seats.
Mahindra Racing are also yet to make any announcements about their plans for next season. However, they have recently made several high-profile new hires for senior positions in the team. Are they in the mood for a change? Only time will tell.
The vacant seats at Geox Dragon have now been filled by none other than former Formula One driver Brendan Hartley and Swiss speedster Nico Müller.
BMW I Andretti recently confirmed former Geox Dragon driver Max Günther for one of their race seats, and he's expected to be joined by the yet-to-be-confirmed Alexander Sims.
Having left BMW, Antonio Felix da Costa confirmed the long-running rumour by filling the newly vacant seats at reigning teams champions DS Techeetah, joining 2-time drivers champion Jean-Eric Vergne in perhaps one of the strongest driver pairings on the grid.
Having won the team's championship with Techeetah, Andre Lauderer will be lining up next season in the brand new Porsche Formula E car alongside Swiss driver Neil Jarny.
Jaguar haven't made any formal announcements, however, it's strongly rumoured that Mitch Evans will retain his seat. We'll be heading to their team's launch for the upcoming season in the next episode of Street Racers, so stay tuned to find out who gets hired.
Before we go, let's check in and see what's been going down on social media. Stoffel Van Dorn shared this picture from the last time he shared a podium with his new Mercedes teammate Nick de Vries. Can they get up there again?
New BMW driver Max Günther also posted a throwback pic. This one is the last time he got behind the wheel of a BMW single-seat racing car. He hasn't aged a day.
Reigning Formula E champion Jean-Eric Vergne announced that he's launching a team to compete in Formula E's sister series, Extreme E. Formula One design legend Adrian Newey is one of the co-founders working alongside Jeff, and his experience will definitely give Veloce Racing a head start.
And finally, Formula E announced that Jakarta, Indonesia, will be hosting a race in the upcoming season, with an exciting track around the national monument. So that's all we got time for this episode, but keep your eyes peeled for the next show because we've got even more exciting action to look forward to. See you soon, Street Racers.